Kick-off time approaches. Let's just remind ourselves how Aberdeen reached the final stages of the competition. Think back a few weeks. Aberdeen had held Bayern Munich to a goalless draw in Germany in the first leg of the quarter-final. And in the return, Aberdeen had a splendid chance of making Europe sit up and really take notice.
Thaler looking for a chance to shoot. And that's the moment that Aberdeen were dreading. Now Miller replaces Kennedy on the touchline. Breaks for Cooper, now McGee. That's a great cross, Eric Black is there. It's off the line, now it's played in by Simpson, and Aberdeen are level. Delahaya has come off Rugby to make space to run at the big defender. Peter Weir helping his defence. Now Dremler. Venice got a touch. McLeish. And that is a special goal coming in from Flugler. Well, they couldn't agree, obviously. Strachan plays it in. The header finds the net. And Aberdeen are back in the match once more. Alec McLeish. Alec McLeish gives Aberdeen a chance. So Alec McLeish picks up only his second goal of the season, but it gives Aberdeen the urge to force the pace in the last 13 minutes. Can they make it? There's Eric Black. The goalkeeper knocks it out. It's in the net and Aberdeen are in front. John Hewitt.
Marvellous. So let's hope the Dons can repeat that historic victory tonight. Analysing their prospects with Alan Saunders are Paul Sturrock and Paul Hegarty.
Paul Hegarty, we heard Jockstein say there that he thought it would develop into a midfield battle. Do you see it that way?
Yes, very much so, Alan. I think when you get to this level of football, the midfield is vitally important, and the thing that Aberdeen will be wary of is to be patient, and with their experience I think they'll all have patience, stroke the ball about and just take it from there.
How do you see them come out of that midfield battle?
I think they'll do very well with the likes of Simpson, Cooper and Gordon Strachan wide on the right. I think they'll do very well.
Paul, we were drawing similarities between the two teams a little earlier. What similarities do you see in them?
I think both teams will play a 4-4-2 on the night, and I disagree with Paul. I think Strachan will play just off the front, as Juanito will do exactly the same for Real Madrid.
What about the comparisons between Eric Black and Santillana in the air?
Very similar, you know, they're not that tall, but brilliant in the air, both of them. And also on the deck, they do the same type of things, shielding it, laying it off to other players.
Now, who would you think would win that battle? Can McLeish cope with Santillana, do you think?
Yes, I think almost definitely McLeish is very good in there, whereas I feel continental players play mainly to feet at centre-halves and things like that and struggle sometimes in the air.
Paul, there's been an awful lot of talk about the first goal, just how important that first goal is going to be. Do you rate that as the turning point of the game?
Yes, I would think so. I don't think there'll be many goals tonight, and the first goal is vitally important for either team.
How do you see Aberdeen play it then? Do you think they will go all out for that early goal?
I think they'll play their normal game. I think they'll be very patient, and just the discussion earlier on, I think, as Paul says, they'll take it from the break, and they'll hope to catch Real Madrid out, but likewise Real Madrid will be doing the same.
Now, Paul, Aberdeen have undoubtedly one of the best pools of players in Scotland. How do you think they're going to miss Dougie Bell and Stuart Kennedy?
I think Stuart Kennedy was going to be really important tonight, breaking down the right and linking up with Strachan. But given that, Doug Rugby can do a good job on both sides of the park, and he'll just fit in there, no problem.
We've got John McMaster in on the left-hand side. Now, he's very good on the ball and very good with his distribution, but how is he going to cope with Juanito running at him?
I think with Willie Miller sitting just behind him, it shouldn't cause that many problems. Willie will just sweep up anything. As Juanito goes past McMaster, Willie will just come in and take the ball away.
Now, Paul, Real seem to be fairly concerned about the physical side of it. Do you think it's going to turn into a physical game?
Well, I would like to think not, because I hope it's a good spectacle for the spectators and the viewers. Hopefully not, but the Spaniards can play a lot of physical football. But likewise, Aberdeen can mix it a bit, and they won't be frightened from Real Madrid.
Do you agree with that, Paul?
Well, almost definitely. Aberdeen have learned this year that aggression is an important part in European football. And I think Real's in for a wee bit of surprise if they try to mix it tonight.
A forecast of the result from you?
I think it'll be very close. Aberdeen will win 1-0.
Paul?
Yes, the same.
Thank you both very much, and can I just say for the benefit of your fans that the rosettes will come off tonight, won't they?
Yes,
Was
definitely.
definitely.
Thank you very much.
And if we win, the shirt's staying on forever.
Oh,
Thank you, Anna. Well, that's the talking just about over. We'll be finding out the truth very shortly. Kick-off at 7:15, but now the news headlines from Anna.
And there's just the two. CND should put up election candidates if it really wants credibility, the Defence Secretary Michael Heseltine has said. He claimed he thought CND wanted to elevate itself to the status of government. Strikes have been blamed for leaving British Rail £174 million in the red last year, but Chairman Sir Peter Parker said 1982 would prove to be a turning point in modernising the railway business. John.
And that wraps up this special hour-long programme, which has linked Aberdeen and Gothenburg with one or two hiccups. But I hope you've enjoyed it and stayed with us on Grampian for live coverage of the game. North Tonight is back at 6 tomorrow, and all that remains is to wish the Dons the very best of luck from absolutely everybody here at North Tonight. Till tomorrow at 6, good night.
From Aberdeen, and we're the finest that's ever been, and we're gonna do it for you, and we're gonna do it for you. McLeish and Miller and Strachan too will lead us forward and take us.
Don't forget now, for a perfect lawn, the cold cast
Good evening. Yes, it really is a big night for Aberdeen. Having seen off the likes of Bayern Munich, only the might of Real Madrid stand between the Dons and their first European trophy, the Cup Winners' Cup. They enter the Ullevi Stadium at Gothenburg as short-priced outsiders, but many experts feel that they have the skill, the flair, and certainly the commitment to upset the aristocrats from Spain, who are playing in their 11th European final. Now, this is how Aberdeen have reached this final, and there is no doubt that the biggest hurdle was in the third round against the West German Cup winners, Bayern Munich. Real Madrid had to overcome Inter Milan, another side with a great European pedigree, in their third-round encounter. And with me in the studio to watch the whole match live is one of Aberdeen's most famous sons, Dennis Law. His views in just a moment. But the man who has to outwit the plans of the great Alfredo Di Stefano, now Real Madrid's coach, is Aberdeen's manager, Alec Ferguson. Less than an hour ago, he spoke to Brian Moore in Gothenburg.
Alec, you're looking supremely calm with a big moment just about to arrive. How really are you feeling there?
Well, strange enough, I'm calmer than I normally am. Look, I think that I stay out the road of the players because it's important I don't show my nerves to them if I have any, but let them go on with it. At this moment in time, there's not a lot Alec Ferguson can do.
No. Do you think they've got any nerves at the moment?
Well, I hope they have the nerves. That it's important to have some nerves, and once they see the crowd when they go out there, the occasion will get to them, and you need that because it gives it a wee bit impetus and drive, you know.
Anybody who's seen your performances in this competition this season know that it's a great team performance, but briefly, point out just one or two individuals who you feel might swing the thing your way tonight.
Well, the back four is our most experienced part of our side, so we normally just expect them to be solid and don't do anything daft. And the midfield and the front players, particularly the front players, will be the important ones. We are the two up front of McGee and Black, and they're quick and they have good movement. They're used to playing against man markers. They're used to challenges from behind, which we expect from the Spanish sides. So I'm quite confident they can handle that. Where we play Strachan and Weir depends on tactically what they're going to do with Strachan and Weir. Sometimes we play Weir forward in a left wing position, or we withdraw them. Strachan could be the other way about. These things are important.
Do you think there's any danger they might be overawed, one, by the occasion, and two, by the fact they're playing the great Real Madrid?
No way at all.
Because they're a young side.
They're a young side, but they're a brave side.
Well, there can be no doubt in your mind, Dennis, about the qualities of Aberdeen, like bravery and courage. But do you share the positive views of Alec about their chances in this cup final?
Yes, I do. They saw off Bayern Munich in the quarter-final. Now, I've seen Bayern Munich, and they are definitely a better side than Real Madrid. I think the important thing for the Aberdeen team is not the 11 players of Real Madrid. I think it's the name of Real Madrid. I think if they could come over that, then they've got a great chance of winning. It was interesting that Alex said regarding Strachan and Peter Weir. I think Peter Weir could be a key player tonight.
Dennis, thank you very much indeed. Plenty of optimism in the Aberdeen camp, and here with Dennis Law. And indeed, after this short break, we shall be going live to Gothenburg for all of the action. You will not miss one moment of this European Cup Winners' Cup final, so be sure to stay with us on ITV. Very wet and windy Olivi Stadium, live in Gothenburg for the 1983 European Cup Winners' Cup final, Aberdeen versus Real Madrid. Describing the match for viewers in Scotland, Billy McNeil and Jock Brown, and for the rest of Britain, Ian St John and Brian Moore.
Good evening and welcome to Gothenburg. Wet and windy is absolutely right. The conditions here really are deplorable. The torrential rain which has fallen all day has made conditions very difficult indeed. Billy McNeil, we were concerned half an hour ago about the state of the pitch. How do you feel about it now?
Well, I think it's remarkably good considering the weather, Jock, because they've protected it very well with that polythene sheet. But it's going to be tricky as the game evolves, the game develops. But let's be frank about it, it possibly favours Aberdeen that little bit.
Well, the Real Madrid team is on the screen for the moment. You'll see that there's one significant change, I think, in that team, Billy, and that is Isidro playing at number 11 in place of San Jose, who was expected to play. Now, that, I think, means a tactical change for the Real Madrid side.
Well, I think it's an obvious one, Jock, because Stilica is playing tonight after having missed a whole lot of games. And I think they'll possibly look for his strength in midfield, and they've compensated with that by introducing another forward. And I think, obviously, they're going to have a go and make the game attractive, which is what we're all after at the end of the day.
Perhaps says something too for the ability of Willi Stilica in midfield, the West German international who'll play in the middle of midfield, we understand, tonight. He hasn't played for some time, but appears to be fully fit now.
Well, I think they've been holding on to him. They haven't risked him in games that might have been important to them at home, but I think this is the important one for Real Madrid, just as it is for Aberdeen. It's a magnificent occasion. The teams are coming out now, Jock, and I can only hope that Aberdeen enjoy the occasion and go and do something about it and get themselves a nice result.
Yes, the big moment has now arrived for the two teams. The young Aberdeen players, I'm sure, have been very anxious indeed to get out onto the field. There they come in these very smart tracksuits. The whole squad is out there. Stuart Kennedy is lined up as substitute, and I wonder if he will be called upon later in the day. Well, he may be struggling for fitness, but we'll see about that later on. The most important thing now, I would suggest, of course, is the 11 men who play for Aberdeen.
Yes, I think it's very important. Obviously, they start the game, and I think it's obviously they start the game positively and get themselves a grip of the game. I think that a whole lot depends on the middle of the park tonight. I think that there'll be almost a stalemate there at times, and I'm hoping that we Gordon